We're diving deep today into a topic that's um, incredibly personal and often really emotionally charged: fertility.
Yeah.
And we understand that for a lot of women, it can be a journey, full of hope, but also a lot of frustration.
Absolutely.
So we're here to unpack some of the things that you may not realize are connected and how they might be impacting your fertility journey.
Yeah, what's often overlooked is that fertility is this delicate dance of hormones.
Okay.
And anything that disrupts that intricate balance can make conception a lot more challenging. So today we're going beyond what we normally talk about and delving into how things that we come in contact with every day, like endocrine disruptors, stress, and even nutrition, can really impact our bodies in surprising ways.
Okay, endocrine disruptors. Now that sounds a little sci-fi, to be honest. What exactly are endocrine disruptors and how do they fit into this whole fertility puzzle?
So imagine endocrine disruptors as these tiny little imposters that are mimicking or blocking your natural hormones, and especially the ones that are vital for reproduction. Think of your hormones like this perfectly orchestrated symphony. Endocrine disruptors are like someone who comes in and starts hitting random wrong notes, throwing the whole orchestra off key.
So they're wreaking havoc behind the scenes, messing with our body's natural rhythms. Where are these sneaky little disruptors hiding?
Well, they're a lot more common than you think. They're lurking in everyday products like certain plastics, pesticides, and even some cosmetics.
Really?
For example, BPA, which is found in some plastic containers, can actually mimic estrogen in the body,
Wow.
leading to hormonal imbalances. So it's like your body's getting all these mixed signals, which can then affect ovulation and egg quality.
Okay, that's a little unsettling to think about. It feels like we're surrounded by this stuff.
Yeah.
Should we be living in like a plastic-free bubble, only eating organic food and, making our own cosmetics from scratch?
No, you don't have to panic. It's not about becoming a hermit and shunning the modern world. Even small changes can make a significant difference.
Okay.
So opt for glass or stainless steel containers when you're storing food. Choose organic produce when possible, and check the labels on your personal care products. Opt for more natural alternatives.
It sounds like being mindful of our choices and making, gradual shifts in our lifestyle can really add up. But what about stress?
Right.
Everyone talks about stress being bad, but can it actually affect our chances of getting pregnant?
Absolutely. Remember that hormone symphony we were talking about?
Huh?
Chronic stress is like blasting heavy metal music right in the middle of it.
Okay.
Cortisol, which is the stress hormone, rises when we're under pressure, and if it stays elevated for too long, it can interfere with the production of key reproductive hormones.
So it's not just about, feeling frazzled. It's about the actual impact that stress has on our hormones.
Yeah.
So how exactly does this hormonal disruption affect fertility?
Okay, so think of your ovaries as a garden where your eggs, the precious seeds, are nurtured. Okay. High cortisol is like this harsh storm that disrupts the delicate ecosystem of that garden.
Wow.
It can hinder ovulation, it can compromise egg quality, and it can even make the lining of your uterus less receptive to implantation.
It sounds like stress management isn't just a luxury. It's a crucial part of creating a fertile environment within our bodies.
Yeah.
So what are some effective ways to kind of dial down the stress, especially when the journey itself could be so emotionally charged?
Yeah, well, there's no one-size-fits-all solution, but finding practices that help you unwind and reconnect with your inner calm is essential. For some women, it might be gentle yoga or tai chi, while others find solace in meditation or spending time in nature.
Okay.
Even deep breathing exercises can have a really profound impact on lowering your cortisol levels.
It's about finding those little pockets of peace in our day that allow our bodies and our minds to reset. We've covered endocrine disruptors and stress, but there's another big piece of the fertility puzzle, right? What we eat. Let's talk about nutrition. What does eating for fertility actually mean?
Okay, so it's not about depriving yourself or following some rigid diet.
Okay.
It's about nourishing your body with the building blocks it needs to create this thriving environment for conception. Think of it as providing your body with the finest ingredients to create the most amazing hormonal symphony.
I love that analogy.
Yeah.
So what are some of the key nutrients that we should be focusing on to support our fertility?
Omega-3 fatty acids are like the VIP guests at this fertility party. They're known to improve blood flow to the ovaries, which is like ensuring that those precious eggs get all the nourishment that they need. You can find them in fatty fish like salmon, plant-based sources like flax seeds and walnuts, and even supplements. And here's a fun fact. A study that was published in the journal Human Reproduction actually found that women who consume higher levels of omega-3s had a better ovarian response during fertility treatment.
That's fascinating. So enjoying a delicious salmon dinner can actually boost your fertility. I'm all for that. What else should we be loading up on?
Antioxidants are your body's superheroes. They're fighting off those pesky free radicals that can damage cells, including eggs. Think of them as little protectors shielding your eggs from harm.
Okay.
And the best way to get them is by adding a rainbow of colorful fruits and vegetables to your plate. Berries, leafy greens, bell peppers, you name it.
So eating the rainbow is good for our overall health and our fertility. Double win. Now, I know you mentioned folic acid earlier, but why is it so important for women who are trying to conceive?
Folic acid is a B vitamin that's essential for healthy cell division and growth, which is crucial in those very early stages of pregnancy. It helps prevent neural tube defects in the developing baby and also plays a role in egg maturation. That's why it's often recommended to start taking a folic acid supplement even before you start trying to conceive.
So it's not just about the baby's health, it's about prepping our bodies for conception as well. It sounds like making sure we're getting enough folic acid is a must. Now,
Yeah.
are there any foods or things we should be avoiding when we're trying to conceive?
One thing to be mindful of is excessive sugar and refined carbohydrates. They can lead to insulin resistance, which can throw your hormones out of whack and affect ovulation.
Okay.
It's all about balance and choosing nutrient-rich foods that fuel your body rather than weigh it down.
So it's about nourishing our bodies from the inside out, creating that fertile environment where those precious eggs can thrive. We've covered so much already, but what about women who are already doing all of this? They're eating well, they're managing their stress, they're being mindful of their environment, and they're still facing challenges. Are there other options out there?
That's where things get really exciting. There's a whole world of holistic approaches that can provide additional support, like acupuncture and herbal medicine. These modalities have been used for centuries to address fertility challenges and support women on their journey to motherhood.
Here's where it gets really interesting.
Mhm.
I'm always fascinated by these alternative approaches. Let's start with acupuncture. How can sticking needles in your body possibly help with fertility? It seems a little counterintuitive.
It might seem a little mysterious, but acupuncture is based on the idea of balancing the flow of energy, or qi, in the body. In traditional Chinese medicine, this energy flows along specific pathways called meridians, and when there are blockages or imbalances, it can affect various aspects of our health, including fertility.
Okay, I can see how balancing energy could be beneficial, but how does that translate to actually improving fertility?
Acupuncture can work on multiple levels. It can improve blood flow to the reproductive organs, including the ovaries and the uterus, bringing in vital nutrients and oxygen. It can also help regulate hormone production, calming down that stress response we talked about earlier, and promoting a more balanced hormonal environment.
So it's kind of like a gentle nudge to the body, helping it find its natural rhythm and create those optimal conditions for conception.
Exactly. And there's some interesting research to back this up. A study that was published in the journal Fertility and Sterility actually found that acupuncture, when used alongside in vitro fertilization, or IVF, actually increased the chances of a successful pregnancy.
Wow, that's incredible. So it's not just an ancient practice, there's actual scientific evidence supporting its effectiveness. What about herbal medicine? How does that fit into the picture?
Herbal medicine is another powerful tool that can work in harmony with other approaches. Different herbs have unique properties that can address specific imbalances in the body. For example, some herbs can help regulate menstrual cycles, while others can support egg quality or improve uterine lining sickness.
It sounds like a very personalized approach,
Yeah.
using nature's pharmacy to create a tailored solution for each woman's needs.
That's the beauty of herbal medicine. It's not a one-size-fits-all approach. It's about understanding the individual's unique constitution and creating a blend of herbs that specifically addresses their imbalances.
So it's not just about popping a random supplement. It's about working with a knowledgeable practitioner who can guide you in choosing the right herbs for your specific situation.
Absolutely. It's important to consult with a qualified herbalist who has experience in women's health and fertility. They can assess your needs, create a personalized herbal formula, and monitor your progress along the way.
It seems like both acupuncture and herbal medicine offer a more holistic way of addressing fertility challenges, rather than just focusing on isolated symptoms. They're like gentle allies supporting the body's natural ability to conceive.
Precisely. They work in harmony with your body's innate wisdom, encouraging it to find balance and create the optimal environment for conception. It's not about forcing things to happen, it's about nurturing the body and creating the conditions for life to flourish.
I love that perspective. So we've talked about endocrine disruptors, stress, nutrition, and holistic approaches like acupuncture and herbal medicine. It's empowering to know that there are so many things that we can do to take charge of our fertility. But are there any other lifestyle tweaks that can make a difference?
Absolutely. We've touched on stress management, but incorporating regular exercise is another key element. It doesn't have to be strenuous. Even moderate activity like brisk walking, swimming, or dancing can help improve blood flow, balance hormones, and boost your mood. And speaking of mood, nurturing your emotional well-being is just as important as taking care of your physical health.
That makes sense. Fertility challenges can be so emotionally draining, so it's important to find healthy ways to cope with the stress and cultivate a positive mindset. Are there any specific tips that you have for navigating the emotional roller coaster of trying to conceive?
It's crucial to create a support system, whether it's through close friends, family members, or a support group. Sharing your experiences with others who understand what you're going through can make a world of difference. Don't be afraid to seek professional help from a therapist who specializes in infertility. They can provide valuable guidance and coping mechanisms. And remember, self-care isn't selfish, it's essential. Make time for activities that bring you joy, whether it's reading a good book, taking a warm bath, or spending time in nature.
Those are great reminders. Sometimes we get so focused on the goal of getting pregnant that we forget to nurture ourselves along the way. But it's so important to remember that we're worthy of love and care, regardless of whether or not we're pregnant.
Exactly. And remember, every woman's fertility journey is unique. There's no right or wrong way to approach it. It's about listening to your body, honoring your emotions, and making choices that feel empowering for you.
I love that message of empowerment. And speaking of finding support and guidance, earlier you mentioned the Berkeley Center. Tell me more about their approach to fertility.
The Berkeley Center is a renowned fertility clinic that takes a truly holistic approach, combining cutting-edge medical technology with complementary therapies like acupuncture and herbal medicine. They recognize that fertility is not just a physical journey, it's an emotional and spiritual one as well.
So they're not just focused on the science, they're taking into account the whole person, mind, body, and spirit.
Exactly. Their team of experts includes reproductive endocrinologists, acupuncturists, herbalists, nutritionists, and therapists, all working together to create a personalized plan for each patient.
It sounds like they really cover all the bases, offering a comprehensive approach to fertility that addresses the multifaceted nature of this journey. What would you say to someone who's listening to this feeling overwhelmed and unsure of where to turn?
First and foremost, know that you are not alone. Fertility challenges are more common than you might think, and there is support available. If you're feeling lost, I encourage you to reach out to a fertility specialist or a clinic like the Berkeley Center. They can provide personalized guidance, answer your questions, and help you navigate the options that are available to you.
I think that's such an important message to emphasize. It's easy to feel isolated when you're going through this, but there are resources and people who can help. And sometimes just knowing that you're not alone can make a world of difference.
Absolutely. Remember, there is hope and there are solutions. Don't be afraid to advocate for yourself and seek the support that you need.
This has been such an insightful deep dive into the world of fertility. We've learned so much about the often hidden factors that can impact conception, the power of holistic approaches, and the importance of seeking personalized support.
And remember, even small changes can make a big difference. Don't underestimate the power of nourishing your body, managing your stress levels, and creating a nurturing environment for yourself.
I think that's a perfect takeaway for our listeners. So before we wrap up, I want to leave you with a thought-provoking question. What small change can you make today to support your fertility journey and your overall well-being?
Could be as simple as swapping out that plastic water bottle for a glass one, or taking a few minutes to practice deep breathing exercises. Every step you take, no matter how small, is a step towards creating the fertile future that you desire.
It's all about those little acts of self-care and empowerment that add up over time. And remember, even amidst the challenges, there is always hope.
Always.
Well, on that note of hope and empowerment, it's time to wrap up this deep dive into fertility challenges and holistic approaches.
It's been a privilege sharing this information with you. Remember, you are not alone on this journey. And with the right knowledge and support, you can create a more fertile future for yourself.
Beautifully said. To our listeners, thank you for joining us on this deep dive. We hope you found this information helpful and encouraging. And remember, even if your path to parenthood looks different than you expected, you are strong, you are resilient, and you are worthy of love and support every step of the way.
And never underestimate the power of community. Surround yourself with people who uplift you, understand your journey, and remind you that you are not alone in this. There are so many resources available, both online and in your local community, so don't hesitate to reach out for support.
That's such an important reminder. We're all in this together.
Mm.
And for those who are interested in learning more about the Berkeley Center and the services they offer, where can they find more information?
You can visit their website at www.berkeleycenter.com. There you'll find a wealth of resources, including articles, videos, and information about their team and their approach. You can also give them a call at 212-685-0985 to schedule a consultation.
We'll be sure to include all of those details in our show notes as well. Well, this has been an incredibly insightful exploration of the world of fertility. We've uncovered some of the hidden factors that can influence conception, discovered the power of holistic approaches, and emphasized the importance of seeking personalized support.
And above all, remember that knowledge is power. The more you understand about your body and the factors that influence your fertility, the more empowered you'll be to make choices that support your dreams of becoming a parent.
So true. Until next time, keep learning, keep exploring, and keep believing in yourself and your body's incredible ability to create life. It's all about those little acts of self-care and empowerment that add up over time. And remember, even amidst the challenges, there's always hope.
Always.
Well, on that note of hope and empowerment, it's time to wrap up this deep dive into fertility challenges and holistic approaches.
It's been such a privilege sharing this information with you. And remember, you are not alone on this journey. And with the right knowledge and support, you can create a more fertile future for yourself.
Beautifully said. To our listeners, thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive. We hope you found this information helpful and encouraging. And remember, even if your path to parenthood looks a little different than you expected, you are strong. You are resilient, and you are worthy of love and support every step of the way.
Yeah, and never underestimate the power of community. Surround yourself with people who uplift you and understand your journey and remind you that you're not alone in this. There are so many resources available both online and in your local community, so don't hesitate to reach out for support.
That's such an important reminder. We're all in this together. And for those who are interested in learning more about the Berkeley Center and the services that they offer, where can they find more information?
You can visit their website at www.berkeleycenter.com. And there you'll find a wealth of resources, including articles, videos, and information about their team and their approach. You can also give them a call at 212-685-0985 to schedule a consultation.
Perfect. We'll be sure to include all those details in our show notes as well. Well, this has been an incredibly insightful exploration of the world of fertility. We've uncovered some of the hidden factors that can influence conception, discovered the power of holistic approaches, and emphasized the importance of seeking personalized support.
And above all, remember that knowledge is power. The more you understand about your body and the factors that influence your fertility, the more empowered you'll be to make choices that support your dreams of becoming a parent.
So true. Until next time, keep learning, keep exploring, and keep believing in yourself and your body's incredible ability to create life.